Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry my eyes are so red. It's pretty late. I usually film in the morning and it's not even late. I'm just such a grandma. But it is currently 9:24 p.m. Here's the proof. But I wake up really early because I love going to the gym super early. This look, I really want to create videos based off the looks that I wear on my Snapchat and Insta stories a lot because I get a ton of requests for them. And I feel like right now, they're not really easy to reference. Maybe it's like a certain technique or an eye look. And I just don't have a video that I can tell you guys to go watch for this specific look. So I wear this look a lot when I'm out and about on Snapchat and Insta stories. You guys always request for a tutorial, especially on the skin since it is just spot concealing. It's not a full face of foundation. And if you're not a part of my Instagram or Snapchat family, definitely give me a follow. I promise you guys, I listen to all the feedback that I get on there on which videos I should film next, which looks you guys like. I'm always asking for their feedback. So if you're part of that family, comment down below. You know I ask a ton of questions. Everyone's like, girl, yes, just film it. But I always feel the need to ask because it's like I'm asking my friends for their honest opinion. So give me a follow there, join the family, and of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and let's get into the video. I'm gonna start by priming my skin with the SMASHBOX Primerizer. You guys probably saw this one coming because I've used it in the past couple videos. I've just really been loving it. It's super hydrating, it's really lightweight. I'm gonna go ahead and apply that all over. And now I'm gonna take an illuminator. I tried finding another one because I've been using the Marc Jacobs Dewdrops a lot as well, and I wanted to give you guys another option. But a lot of the other liquid illuminators that I have were coming off very metallic and not natural whatsoever. So I went back to Marc Jacobs Dewdrops. These just translate really natural on the skin. They don't look like foil or like, I don't know, like a metallic glow. It's very natural. So what I do is I just take one pump on the back of my hand, and I'm taking my Ofra Perfecting Puff. I'm gonna pick it up on the side that has the pointed end, and I'm gonna start applying it to the high points of the face. So where you would normally apply a powder highlighter at the end of your makeup routine, you're going to apply this liquid highlighter in those areas. I even apply it to my brow bone and the temples. I didn't want to mix it with the primer this time around because I'm not covering my face in foundation, so it can end up being a little too glowy if you mix the illuminator into your primer and apply it all over your face. So instead I'm just adding it where I want it versus all over the face. I even have to be careful not to apply too much to the tip of the nose because it can look like a lot, but Cupid's bow and a little bit on the chin as well. So now the next step is to spot conceal any imperfections. For me, my sunspots are my main concern. The sunspots, they're so, especially these two right here, they're just bam in your face. They're so intense. So again, wear your sunscreen. I say that a lot, but wear your sunscreen or you'll end up with these on your face when you're older. So I'm gonna spot conceal primarily on sunspots and any blemishes or redness that I might have on my skin. Still my go-to concealer for spot correcting across the entire face is the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage Concealer in shade SC4. These concealers were designed to have one darker shade and one lighter shade. So that way you can custom blend whatever color it is that you need depending on what area of the face you're covering. Because as we all know, the entire face isn't one flat color. We have some areas that are darker or lighter. So that's why these concealers look like that. So while this one may look dark, when I blend them together, they create a perfect olive tone. And sometimes I'll just use this to correct because it is more towards the peachy side. But for today, I'm gonna go ahead and mix the two, and I just take my finger and warm it up as I blend the two colors together. So I'm just kind of working it into the palette. So now that I've warmed this up, I'm gonna start by applying it to the sunspots first. Let's start with these over here. As I start blending out this concealer, if it looks too light on the face or too orange, I just keep on mixing the colors inside the little concealer palette until I get the right match. I never cover this up because this is a mole, it's not a sunspot, so I just let that one be. I let it live. It gets a pass. I get a lot of redness around the nose, so I apply a little extra concealer right there. And I also get a little bit of redness right here and on the edges of the mouth, so I just kind of apply it around the outside of the mouth or the edges. I don't think I have to cover anything else up, maybe like a little bit right there, and that's it. So now I'm gonna pick up that sponge again and just lightly blend this concealer into the rest of the skin. So I'm keeping it to that area. I'm just making sure that it blends in with the skin around the area with concealer. You can still see some imperfections and I'm totally cool with it. This look isn't about being perfect and completely covered up. It's about kind of just embracing those little imperfections and just further improving the look of your skin, but not completely covering it up. So embrace the little imperfections. I have like a big patch of sun damage right here, but for this look, it's totally fine. So now I'm going to take Tarte's Shape Tape and just apply it to the inner corners of the eyes. The reason I'm not using the Mercier concealer underneath the eyes is because it can get a little dry since it is more of a matte finish once it dries down. This one, even though it is a matte finish, it's meant for under the eyes, so it looks really nice, and plus it's the only one that doesn't crease on me. So I'm just going to apply a little bit to the inner corner right here, just where I need it. I'm not trying to highlight underneath the eye and create that triangle. I just want to cover up this inner corner because it makes a major difference when you just conceal and brighten this inner corner part of the eye. So again, grabbing my Perfecting Puff by Ofra and just blending this out. If you need to, you can also apply this concealer to the lids, but to complete the look, I'm going to be using a cream eyeshadow, the NUDESTIX Magnetic Matte Eye Pencils, obviously. I'm going to use one of them on my lids, so I'm not going to apply any concealer to the actual lid, just this inner corner. I'm going to be using my poof and the Cover FX setting powder across the entire face, even on areas where I didn't apply concealer, because if not, you'll be shiny in some areas and matte in others. So I'm just going to apply it all over. And then underneath the eyes, I'm going to be using the Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm going to press it in with the Perfecting sponge. But first, the Cover FX powder. So I picked up the powder, I'm mushing it into the poof, and then I'm going to press and roll on the skin. So I kind of start on the areas that I want to really set, like the concealer on the sunspots. And then I drag the poof everywhere else on the face. And then for the Mercier powder, I'm picking it up with the sponge and I'm gonna press it underneath the eyes, but pick up the creasing first. Now I'm going to go ahead and bronze up my skin and do a little bit of contouring using the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion. I've gone back to this bronzer because it's like the only one that matches my tan when I get tan over summer. I feel like all the other ones are either too gray or too orange, and this one's been like the perfect undertone. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the same areas that I would apply it if I was doing a full face of makeup. So hollows of the cheek, forehead, jawline, and maybe a little on the sides of the nose, but I might skip it today. So I am going to go in with a little bit of bronzer on the sides of the nose, just so that it completes the look of everything. And then the last thing I want to add before going in with a setting mist or a hydrating mist is blush, so that I can still blend it out if I need to. So I'm going to be using this one from the Dose of Colors Mint For You collection. It's called STATEMINT. Ooh, that is so pretty. It's so subtle. I love it. It looks matte, but it has a slight sheen to it, which I really like for a natural-ish look. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the LC Hydra Enhancer Alkaline Facial Mist. I'm gonna spray this all over my face, and then once it's almost dry, I'll go in with the highlighter, and I'm gonna be strategic with the highlighter. I'm not gonna apply it all over. I'm not gonna apply an excessive amount. I'm gonna be very specific on the placement and how much I use, so it doesn't look too intense for a natural-ish look. Do you guys like how I keep calling it natural-ish? Because I know someone will comment that it's not natural whatsoever. And I'm using Fuego from the DESIxKATY Dose of Colors collection. It's such a pretty highlighter that translates really glossy. And instead of using a really large brush or a fan brush, I'm going to be using an eyeshadow brush so that I can be really specific with the placement. So this is a Smith 232. I normally use this to buff out my eyeshadow. And so I'm just going to pick up a tiny bit, dust off the excess, and I like to start with this little area right here. So kind of like, I guess this little like pocket between the cheekbone and the brow. And I'm just gonna apply it starting right here, very lightly, and then onto the brow bone. And then I'm gonna do the same thing up here, just very lightly. So start, I guess like the outer corner of the eye is the best way to explain it, right here. Bring it up to the brow bone and the temple, or above the brow. And then tiny amount on the bridge, tip of the nose. I'm also going to be applying this to the inner corners a little bit later, but that pretty much sums up my go-to no foundation routine. I tend to do this for daytime events or when I'm just running out the door really quickly. It obviously took me a lot longer to do on camera, but this routine takes me under 10 minutes to do, and then I normally toss on some mascara, brows, lip balm, or a gloss and call it a day. And I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging. I'm gonna complete this look. I just wanted to make the main focus of today's video the skin and my no foundation routine, but obviously when I do the intro and outro, I'm gonna have the complete look. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into that next. I went ahead and already did one brow off camera, so I'm gonna do the other one on camera for you guys. I'm using the DIOR Brow Styler in Universal Brown. Shocker, I know. It's all I use these days. And then as a base for my eyeshadow, I'm gonna be using another shocking product that you would never see coming, the Magnetic Matte Eye Pencil by NUDESTIX in the shade Terra. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that all over the lid and lower lash line. And then for the most part, I would just leave it like this with the eye pencil all over the lid and add mascara, and that's it. But to spice it up just a bit and not keep it so boring, I'm also going to be using this Marc Jacobs eyeshadow palette in Scandalust, not Scandalous. It is palette number 740, and it looks like this. So gorgeous. I used it on Instagram Live the other day, and I was shooketh. It is so pigmented. So I'm going to start with this shadow right here. And I'm just going to use my fingertip to press it onto the center of the eyelid. I gotta stop using my middle finger. I always use my middle finger to apply makeup, and I feel like I'm flipping everyone off. Sorry, guys. And then with a large fluffy brush, I'm gonna apply this color right next to it into the crease and lower lash line. Really quick and simple. Don't overthink the look. Just go for it. I'm just gonna start with this outer corner. Really dust off the excess and then just start buffing it into the crease. And then what I normally do if it's looking like a lot on the one eye, I'll go over to the other one and just apply whatever excess shadows on the brush onto the other eye. And I'm gonna get real ambitious here and also use the same brush for the lower lash line. It's really big, so we'll see how this turns out. It is tapered though, so that's why I'm using it. And I'm also really focusing on extending the eyeshadow out this way on both sides. I'm also going to be applying Fuego, the same highlighter that's on the rest of the face, onto the inner corner part of the eye. I almost lost an earring there. It was like hanging off for dear life. Oh my god. I'm going to apply mascara now. I'm using Velvet Noir by Marc Jacobs, and on my lower lashes I'm going to be using Lifted by Tarte. I like that me doing the eyes allows you guys to see the skin up close as well, so you can see how good it looks with just a little bit of concealer. I honestly like this a little more than a full face of foundation. It's just that I get in the habit of applying foundation. It's just, I don't know, it seems more done up for an evening look, and this is just, to me, perfect for daytime wear, but I don't know. I like this a lot more than, I might be doing this a lot more in my videos. I really like it. Okay, gotta apply mascara. Ooh, and you can't forget about brow gel. I'm gonna go ahead and apply the 24-hour brow setter by Benefit onto my brows. And then for the lip, I'm just gonna toss on a lip balm. And in an attempt to not be so basic with this look, I'm gonna throw on a gloss. I'm using the DESIxKATY Over the Top Gloss. All right, you guys, that completes the look. I hope next time I wear this look on Snapchat or Instagram, it's really easy for you guys to reference, because you will definitely see me wearing this look again on there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know the drill. Give it a like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys. I'm going to bed.